Is government inefficiency due to the way we elect our officials? Today's guests on Behind the Words TV think so. I'm Paul Madsen, host of the program and founder of growmedia.com. Larry Bradley, welcome to the program.
Hey, Paul. Good to see
How's
you
it going?
again.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, you have some ideas, I hear, on the whole idea of government inefficiency. Who would dream that government's inefficient? And maybe some of the causes about that. Larry, tell us more about that.
Well, it's most people, if you were talking, government is inefficient and ineffective in their opinion. They're either getting too little of what they do want, or
Right.
not enough of too little of what they do want, or too much of what they don't want. Okay.
Taxes.
and with taxes, policies, et cetera, et cetera. And the way we're running elections is we think of it as a horse race,
Right.
rather than as a hiring decision. And we've got to make some changes to how we do it. The reason that you have the behaviors and the outcomes that you have from government today is because of the way you elect the people to represent you.
And what does that mean? I mean, we elect people. We have a couple good candidates, or one major party, the other major party. I mean, we've done this system for years. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's it. We brought something that ineffective and inefficient with us from England, and we continued with it ever since the Revolution.
Wow.
And that's the ballot that we use.
Huh.
The ballot we use is called, in technical terms, the first past the post ballot, which is why people think of elections as horse races.
Right.
Or, in other words, the person who wins is the person who has the most votes.
Right.
Now, there's a difference between having the most votes and having the majority.
Okay.
If 1,000 people vote in an election,
okay,
a majority winner is somebody who got 500 votes plus one or better. Make sense?
Yeah.
1,000 votes, 500 plus one or better. Okay.
Right.
Now, but if you have 3 or 4 candidates running, then somebody can win with maybe 350, 400 votes. That means that 600 people voted against the candidate who won. And we have no recourse because of that ballot.
Right.
A lot of people say, well, then let's have runoff elections. Well, guess what the turnout is for runoff elections? It's hard enough for people to show up once. You ask them to show up twice, to have to take off from work and sort between the 2 candidates. No, it's just terrible. And so what over 50 cities now in the US have done, and counting, you're getting more with every election cycle, and 2 states have done, is to go from the ballot we use today to something called ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice voting. Okay.
So a lot of people, okay, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
So let's get into that just real quick.
Break that down, please. Yeah.
Let me try to use a little thing right here. Okay, this is the ballot that you use right now. Okay, and so it has several flaws in it. So you have a list of names and 1 row of ovals, and you're only allowed to vote for 1.
Right.
So when you have multiple candidates, what that means to you is there's the candidate you're totally opposed to, the candidate that you normally vote for but you're not really satisfied with, and a third candidate perhaps that you really like and you'd like to vote for them, but you're afraid to vote for them, because if you're afraid that if you do, then the candidate that you're totally opposed to, you're enabling them to win.
Right.
So in baseball, they say that you can't steal second with your foot on first. And this ballot keeps your foot on first. And what's more, so you're afraid of wasting your vote.
Right.
You're having to choose between the lesser of 2 evils. And what's more, you're not guaranteed that whoever wins with 50% plus 1 or better.
Right.
So this is the ranked choice ballot.
Okay.
So you have the same row of names, but now you have several rows of ovals. How many rows of ovals you have is determined by the capability of the voting machines you're using and state law. So you mark your first choice in the left-hand column closest to, second choice here, third choice, fourth choice, fifth choice. Now we do a total. We do a total calculation. Does somebody have 50% plus one or better of all the first choices?
Right.
Okay. Answer yes. We have a winner. Thank you very much. Just like any other election.
Right.
But if nobody has 50%, which candidate has the fewest first choice votes? We toss them out. They are defeated. Okay. So we go to their records for everybody who voted for that candidate as their first choice, who, if anyone, because you don't have to rank candidates, but you're now allowed to, your vote transfers to the remaining candidates that you marked as your second or third choice on the ballot.
Okay. Okay.
So now we recalculate. Do we have 50% plus one or better? Answer yes, we have a winner. Answer no. Well, okay, who's the lowest vote getter now? It's this one. They're defeated. Same process.
Okay.
Right. Look at their second and third choices, allocate amongst the remaining candidates, recalculate. Do we have 50% plus one or better? You see how this might work out better for everybody?
So the whole point of it is to have more than one choice, I guess. I can vote for my favorite person, and if he or she is not clear majority winner, well, then I still have some skin in the game. I get to have another choice, and actually, I could see how it spreads out. I guess just makes it more spread out, more even. It's not so married to the whole majority winner rule, right?
Well, it is truly a majority winner now. Now you can vote without fear for the candidate you really want to vote for,
right,
without fear that the candidate that you detest will win.
You bet. Well,
if that other candidate you detest gets a majority on the first ballot, you got no recourse, but you never did anyway.
Right. Well, give us some real world examples of cities or counties that have used this and what problems they may have avoided because of it.
Well, for one thing, I'll put this down.
There you go. Yeah. we point made, right? Okay, cool.
Yes. New York City, as you may be aware, used this for the first time in its mayoral primary elections this past spring.
Okay.
They saw, by using this ballot,
2021. Yeah. Okay.
In 2021, they saw a 24% increase in voter turnout.
Really?
Why? Because people weren't forced into either or choices.
You know, that you just hit something that made me think. You know, I hear too many people say, well, I didn't vote because I hate both candidates. And so maybe that's why New York City had a much higher turnout. Do you think?
Exactly. 80% of those who voted marked at least two candidates. Of the 20% who didn't, when asked, 80% of that 20% said the reason they didn't was they didn't feel there was another candidate worth voting for. But they would have if there had been.
But that's nice because it gave them a choice. I just finally had my aha moment here, Larry, about the fact that, you know, too many people say I'm not going to vote because I don't like either choice. Well, this gives them several choices, and that's the bottom line, isn't it?
Yes. Think of. Let's just use a for-profit, a business example.
Okay.
Automobiles. You may have a car manufacturer that you really like, and there's another car manufacturer that you just would not buy their product because it doesn't meet your criteria for what an automobile should be. All right.
Okay.
In today's environment, if that manufacturer that you don't that you like suddenly dropped its standards and was no longer making the product that you wanted anymore, and you needed another vehicle,
right?
Now you're not forced to go to the other one. There's 6, 7, 8, 9 other manufacturers of automobiles that you can go to. And knowing that, what do you think that your manufacturer is doing? They're working every day to make sure that when it's time for you to buy another automobile, that they're going to buy their automobile for yourself and not somebody else's. Don't you think we would have the same impact on our politics if we had the kind of choices that we have here?
Well, I think that's a fantastic analogy that the car manufacturers can spread it out. You get all sorts of choices, and those who are maybe second or third or fourth fiddle are going to work even harder. Remember that old advertising phrase, at Avis we're number two, so we try harder. Well, I think
Exactly.
ranked choice voting is a way to really spread that out and get us some more choice in our elections, improve the getting the right people in the office. Larry, as we go, tell us about your book.
The thing that I really talk about ranked choice voting in is my DVD program, why the two-party system isn't working anymore and what to do about it. Remember that when we go to ranked choice voting, we are now guaranteed majority winners. It's the path to political peace for all of us, because when all is said and done, the majority, 50% plus one or better, of all voters are going to be able to say one of two things. So-and-so was my first choice and I'm glad they won. Or so-and-so wasn't my first choice, but they were one of my choices. I'm glad they won.
Bottom line, they were one of my choices. Larry Bradley, the neither liberal nor conservative B, thanks for joining us today on Behind the Words TV.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
You bet.